Welcome to Divine Downloads. I'm your host and spiritual mentor, Cassandra One, and this is the show where we show you how to divinely design your life. And today's episode is all about tapping into the juicy new energy of this new moon in Aquarius and our Chinese New Year, the year of the wood dragon, what it means for you and how you can really catalyze this energy to be a rocket launcher for your dreams and your goals for 2024. So stick around, let's get into it. Before we dive into today's episode, I do want to remind you though that we have a very special Amplify Your Magnetism 40-day guided meditation journey for manifesting your desires that we're kicking off live on this new moon on Friday. If you can't join us on Friday, you can join us sometime over the weekend and you'll still be in the energy and in the container. As many of you know, you may already be signed up for our 40-day guided meditation course, Amplify Your Magnetism, which is all about using your meditation practice 10 to 15 minutes every day to really anchor in the energy of what you're calling in and just blow yourself away with how much you can achieve with just dedicating that little time each day to tapping into that energy. I guide you through all the work. Every single day is a different meditation. That course is available at any time. However, right now I decided, because of this beautiful energy here, that this would be a great time for us to be in a live container together. So I've got a private Facebook group for all of us doing the 40-day Amplify Your Magnetism journey together. We'll go through all of the meditations, and you'll also get me in there live. So I'll be dropping nuggets in there. I'll be coaching you along the way, supporting you, and fellow manifestors who are sharing the experience and doing it with you. And so I hope that you'll join us if you feel inspired by this energy to really, take that next step and up level with your manifestations. I think this 40-day guided meditation journey live is a great way to do it. Right, let's get into it. So much great energy coming up. Get excited. I am so excited. If you cannot tell, I don't always, do podcasts and videos and stuff about the moons. I really wait for the ones that I feel like are action-packed, energetic, and going to impact all of us. And this one is exactly that. We have a combination of our Aquarius new moon this Friday, February 9th, and the Lunar New Year on Saturday the 10th. For the Chinese zodiac, right? But these two occurrences every year happen either on the same day or right next to each other. And they really, for me, signify the energetic, cosmic start of the year. So oftentimes it's so funny because people get that kind of January pressure of like, it's January 1st, 2024, like, what am I going to do? What are my goals? Boom, boom, boom. And then a lot of us can, berate ourselves or feel bad about ourselves because we don't necessarily feel like we have like the gas to get the, the plane flying, so to speak. And this new moon and this, Lunar New Year is really going to give us some rocket fuel to start moving ahead with our manifestations and what we want to step into for this upcoming year and beyond. And so let's just dive into a little bit about what each means, especially for you, and how you can leverage this energy. I also, before I hit the record button, pulled 2 cards for us, one from the angels, one from the goddesses, and I'll save those for the end because I feel like they are just could not be more aligned with all the themes that are already going on. It's crazy, but I want to let you know from the get-go, I pulled them even before I started recording, so they were sent to remind us of the most important messages for this new moon and Lunar New Year. And so we're going into this Aquarius new moon, and Aquarius is this, like, the sign of the future. right? It's futuristic thinking, it's revolutionary thinking, it's thinking about the collective. It is advanced, right? Aquarian energy is kind of, I always look at Aquarius also as a sign that really marches to the beat of their own drum, isn't afraid to be different, isn't afraid to suggest. I think both Aries and Aquarius have a little bit of that energy of like, I'll go first. I'll go first. And they're for different reasons. I think, Aries will go first for, their own reasons, right? Blazing a trail and being a forefront. And I feel like Aquarian energy, it's not even like so much like I care about being a trailblazer. It's more so like I need to go first because this is what is the right thing to do for the collective. This is what is the right thing to do for the future. This is what forward evolution and momentum is, right? And so this new moon in Aquarius is, specifically going to hit all of us where Aquarius falls on our birth charts. If you want to check out where your natal placement of Aquarius is, what house is in, you can find a little bit more about where this kind of breakthrough energy is going on for you. But I think overall what it's going to bring is real clarity about what our future self is and what we're about. And I think it's going to be, it's really primed to be breakthrough energy where maybe this is something that has been floating in our subconscious for a while. Maybe this is something that we've been blocked around seeing. Maybe it's been something that we just haven't like fully gotten the picture of until now. But this Aquarius new moon is going to come in and wake us up to really seeing who it is that we're meant to step into. And when I talk about like who is future us, right? Who is future us that is aligned and on mission and doing the thing that's heart-centered, that they love. And that's how it comes back to that Aquarian energy of for the good of all, right? For the good of all involved. It's, for some of us, it's going to be something that is, I think, very specifically directly related, right? Like maybe you realize that you're really passionate about getting plastic out of the ocean, and this is something that you want to start a local group on, and this is something that maybe you're even going to offer to help other people go through their homes and, redo things that maybe have plastic in their home, right? Just an example, right, of a very Aquarian thing of like, how can we do something that is leading us towards the future that is better for, humanity and the world? But also it can even be smaller than that. It could be you, choosing to ask for a promotion at work, or you choosing to hang out with friends that make you feel good. All of these actions that we take, the breakthrough that's going to come through and the clarity that I think a lot of us are going to really feel with this new moon, whatever part of our life it hits or whatever we feel guided to do, will have a positive ripple effect on those around us. Even something as simple as setting a boundary with your boss, or asking for that, that raise or whatever it might be, you're sending a ripple effect to other people in your company to own their worth. You're sending a ripple effect to other people in your community and your family, right? When we act from our heart, when we act from a loving place, both for ourselves and for those around us, it lifts the vibration of the entire planet. And so I do think that this Aquarian new moon is going to hit a lot of us around purpose and a lot of us around, where our puzzle piece, so to speak, fits in the grander picture of things, around how we can really anchor. We're all little lights, right, across this giant world that can anchor in our light energy and light the grid, right? We light the grid up when we are aligned, when we are listening to our heart's desires. And our heart is guiding us when we really tap into that energy of who is the future me that I'm here, that I incarnated, that I came here to evolve into, right? We are sending a ripple effect out into the world. And so one of the things so it's going to be a lot around breakthrough. You're going to feel, we have some really good conjunctions for clarity and confidence to be able to really go for it, confidence to take that next step, confidence to get into action, which will also come around when we talk about the year of the wood dragon that we're stepping into. But also I think one of the things with that clarity that's going to come up and with this very active stepping into the future you is seeing if there are any repetitive patterns that are going on, if there are things that are no longer aligned with the future you're going to have a keen awareness for it. You're going to notice it in a way so that you can choose differently, so that you can say, wow, I always put going to the gym on my calendar and I never do it. And there's going to be more of a conscious awareness to that, mostly unconscious behavior perhaps, right? To be like, wow, if I'm really going to step into the me that I want to be, maybe I put the gym on the calendar 3 days a week instead of 5, but those 3, I got to go. I got to keep my word to myself, right? Maybe there's a friend that every time, they call you kind of brings down your energy or makes you feel bad about yourself or whatever. I hope you guys don't have those friends, but just an example, right? That maybe this time you catch it. I remember I had this instance a while back with a friend where I got off the phone and I had this moment of just sharp awareness of, wow, now that I think about it, whenever I get off the phone with this individual, I feel more deflated than inspired or energized, right? And once we have that awareness, it's like the game changes because now we're going to play by different rules. Now we can say, okay, I'm not saying you have to totally block anyone out of your life or anything like that, right? Or if you have a job where you're I really don't like the dynamic of the job or the relationships within the job, right? But the awareness will help us act. And the question you're going to want to keep coming back to in this Aquarian new moon energy is, what would future me do? Once you get clear on what is future you, what is your heart telling you that you're stepping into, not only just this year, but the energy that you want to be in your life, right? Not just the things you want to be and do and have, which are part of it, but the overall energy of what is the version of you that the person that has those things, does those things, is those things, embodies. And then how do they handle these other areas of our life? How do they show up to going to the gym? How do they show up with their family? How do they show up with their friends? How do they, everything from what actions do they take? What boundaries do they set? What decisions do they make, right? We can keep coming back to that guiding question for this new moon is, what would future me do? And the combination of that kind of awareness of our future self and what we want to move into with the keen clarity and awareness and vision and the confidence that's coming in is really going to help us cut the cord on old patterning that is no longer serving us moving forward, and give us the confidence to take the actions towards the things that we're really ready to put some rocket fuel behind, which is going to bring me to, this is the year of the dragon, literally a dragon. And I wrote some notes I'm going to just refer to my notes because I want to be honest with you guys. I'm not a Chinese astrologer, but I researched this because I just know how important this energy is. And I figured, hey, if I'm going to talk about the Aquarius new moon, I also want to know, like, what is the Chinese zodiac saying about this year of the dragon, and how does this energy kind of work together? So some of the themes are very similar, actually, I found. One, the year of the dragon is considered a year of good luck, which, okay, like, we'll take it, we'll receive that. In fact, for those of, those populations that really follow this lunar cycle, right? A lot of people wait to do things for the year of the dragon because it's supposed to be so lucky. So it's a great year to launch a business or write a book or decide to expand your family or buy a house. It is a great good luck year for you to take that action. And the energy of the dragon is action, right? The energy is, moving forward. Like, if you think about, like, a dragon is fierce, it's powerful, it's, breathing fire, it's, annihilating anything that's getting in its way and moving forward. It's got so much, again, we have those themes of confidence coming in, that ability to really step into who you are, that ability to do the thing, to take the leap, to say, this is the year, put your stake in the ground and say, this is the year. Future me is writing a book. Future me is applying for that job that I want. Future me is, buying the house. Future me is not settling anymore, right? And so we have that infusion of confidence with the year of the dragon. And one thing. Yes, and again, it's also a year that's like an important milestone for transformation. So oftentimes, and I haven't tested this out yet, but now I'm like curious actually to go back and see what my dragon years were in past, because they say the year that the dragon comes up for us is always a year of massive transformation. So when you look back at your life, the dragon years are years that usually move the needle like exponentially, which I feel like really also aligns with this Aquarius new moon and a lot of the energy we're moving into. Like 2024 is going to be a year that changed the game for you. If you step into this energy, if you align with this energy, if you don't resist this energy, I think of the cosmic lunar energy is like a river, right? It's like a powerful river. And when we're aligning with it, when we're embracing what the river is, right, we can get on our little raft and we can flow downstream. And it's going to get us there much faster. If we're not willing to bring that awareness and bring that consciousness to it, what's going to happen is either we don't even get into the river, right? Or we get into the river, but we're like holding on to a rock because we're kind of scared of where things are flowing, or we're trying to go the other way, right? And we don't fully use the energy that's available to us to really push us forward. So I want to remind you to lean into this energy. This energy is so good. It's going to require a little bit more of confidence. It's going to require some optimism, which the dragon brings, right? It's going to require you honoring this future vision that you have and being willing to courageously step forward into it, but trusting that you have all of this beautiful, supportive, cosmic energy guiding your way. And so that's really what it's also like. It's a yang year, so it's a year of action. I'm just looking at my notes here. It's a year of action. So it's not just about tapping into the energy of things, but actually using that energy of your future you, using that energy of all the awareness that's coming up, using all of this, the confidence and the optimism and the ability, I wouldn't say the ability, but the ideal energetic environment to take leaps, to put things out there, to move that action, to really lean into taking actions. And those actions can be, working on clearing your fears. Those actions can be, signing up to work with a coach, or submitting a job application, or putting yourself on a dating app, right? Those actions are going to be all sorts of different things, but it is a year of action, and confidence and momentum and moving forward. And it's so funny because I pulled my 2 cards, like I said, and the angel card that I got is the Page of Fire. And I don't think I've had this deck now for like almost a decade. Actually, it's like a Doreen Virtue angel card deck. I don't think I've ever pulled this card before. And I look at it, and it's literally, for those of you watching on YouTube, I'm showing the card. It is literally a picture of a dragon. I could not have planned that, guys. I could not have planned that. It is a dragon, and then there's a woman there that's utilizing the fire and the energy of the dragon. And you can see it's almost like there's a phoenix arising from this spell that she's doing. It's so cool. But the Page of Fire is all about being outgoing, creative, confident, even mischievous. And its message is news of an exciting new endeavor. Don't forget to use your originality and your ingenuity. And I don't think it could be a more perfect message for us with this new moon, of a really, 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 really reminding us like your unique spin on things, trusting your divine guidance, trusting where your heart is guiding you, where your interests are guiding you, right? And having that courage and that confidence and that optimism to birth that new thing, to put it out, to start that new endeavor. Like I said, this is going to be, I think, a big, like, landmark year for a lot of us. And so, a little side note, I've been recording this ending now, what you're about to hear. This will be my 3rd attempt. The past 2 times it has, after finishing recording, just disappeared. So I feel like clearly there's a message that my guides want me to allow through for you. I don't know what's going to come out, but let's dive in and see if the 3rd time is a charm for us. So the goddess guidance card that I pulled is Ain, which is a Celtic goddess. And of course, also very aligned with our themes coming up, which is why I just love when our angels and guides really just use these tools that we have, like oracle decks, right, to affirm the messages that we're seeing. And sometimes we need that extra, like there are so many, there's like whatever, 50 to 70 cards in each of these decks that I could have picked. But these 2 that are really symbolic of all the themes going on with this new moon and Lunar New Year are the ones that came out for us, right? So I feel like it just really solidifies the message. They're driving it home for us. And the Ain card is saying, take a risk. Put your heart's true desire into action. And that is the message that I want to leave you with for this new moon in Aquarius and Lunar New Year, is that the breakthrough that might happen, the clarity that might come, it might be scary. Chances are, if you haven't already done it, it's because you have some fear, you have some blocks around it, right? We'd all be out there living our heart's true desires if we had no fear, we had no blocks around it, right? But everything is happening in its divine design, right? Everything is happening in divine timing. And so your soul is ready. The energy is ready for you to take this leap. And you have this energy supporting you, this rocket fuel behind you. Does it mean that it's going to be less scary to press the launch button on your rocket? No. But know that you have a full tank of gas, right? Know that you have a very supportive energy to move you forward with this right now. And so if there was ever a time to have the courage, if there was ever a time to have the optimism, if there was ever a time to just take action, right? And for those of you that are scared or have fears around like, well, what if I do it? Like, what if I put pedal to the metal, I go for it, and it doesn't happen? One, that in of itself is information. It's funny because I'm actually going to write a substack about this week, about what happens when we take action and we really go for something and then it doesn't happen. Sometimes that is meant to happen to give you clarity. Sometimes that is meant to happen because you don't realize it at the time. Oftentimes we can't see it. But that launch actually got you way closer to the place that you want to be, right? Even though maybe the end all outcome wasn't exactly what you wanted, by you honoring your heart's desire, by you listening to taking action, and by you going for it, you're actually going to be closer to where you're meant to be than ever, even if it doesn't always look that way. And I think maybe that's the message that wanted to come across, because I didn't say that in the last couple of recordings, because this energy and how I got into all of the astrology and this happened after I was spiritually mentoring and manifestation coaching, and I just noticed these collective themes across all of my clients. And my clients are from all over the world, right? I've worked with hundreds of people all over the world at this point, and I would notice that during these powerful astrological moments, there were collective themes, right? And we have the ability, whether it's through working with a mentor, listening to a podcast like this, tapping into the energy in whatever way we do, to ride the wave, to allow this cosmic wave to let it be supportive, right? You can obviously take a leap, follow your heart's desire. I hope you do it at any point, right? At any point, whether the energy is conducive or not. But right now it's incredibly conducive to the breakthrough, to the chapter changing, to giving you the confidence and the optimism and the energy, the rocket fuel to take the actions it's going to be required of you, right? We're ready to take off. We're ready to launch. And so I'm sending you so much blessings. I'm so excited for what's going to manifest for you. Thank you for listening to this. And just don't forget our two things, right? Take a risk. Put your heart's true desire into action. Lead with your originality, your ingenuity, your heart, right? And start that new endeavor. Start it. It is time. The future is now. The future is now. As always, if you love this podcast, share it with a friend so you guys can talk to each other about this energy and what's coming up for you. Don't forget to subscribe. It helps me keep creating this content for free for you. And also, if you want to join us in a special manifestation container, check out the link below. Check out Amplify Your Magnetism. It's a 40-day guided manifestation meditation journey that's really going to help you lock in this energy in just 10, 15 max minutes a day, help you get clear on what those aligned actions to take next are. And you'll be able to join us live, kicking off on this new moon and Lunar New Year, in a Facebook group privately where we'll be cheering each other on. I will be supporting everyone, and we'll be harnessing this collective power together to take big leaps, make big moves, and manifest our desires. So I hope to see you inside. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Mwah! Happy new moon and Lunar New Year.